He has a vast experience of the ICT industry in Thailand and has served as director of various international organizations. With that, let us welcome Dr. Thanachart Namnonda for his presentation.
Before that, after that, I joined Sun Microsystems. So I worked in IT business for, I think, more than 10 years already. Okay. So now I'm working as the government organization. Okay. First of all, I would like to thank Patrick to invite me to speak here. I'm so excited to hear from MDEC that our market quite well. Probably you don't need me to stand here. Okay, anyway, okay. What I will do is, okay, because of I modify some presentation a little bit, okay, so that's why I have to use my one, and I will upload my presentation to the Facebook later, okay. Okay. First of all, I would like to give you information about ICT in Thailand. Okay. You can see this presentation. What I'm trying to highlight is you can see from here that in terms of the World Competitiveness Index, we are not that high. But the good side is in terms of the economics part, we rank number 10. We are not that bad. Okay. But in terms of the IT industry competitiveness, you can see that our ranking is not that are not that good. E-government ranking this year, we dropped 16. We used to be 76. Now we dropped to 92. I think Malaysia is improving. I cannot remember. But in terms of the another thing that they're trying to say that Thailand probably good in terms of doing the outsourcing service. But in fact, we don't have this kind of industry in Thailand. Although that is very attractive, according from AP Kearney. But our outsourcing service in Thailand is very small. One of the reasons that our IT industry competitiveness index and e-government rankings is dropping because of IT infrastructure in Thailand. Broadband in Thailand is still slow, and we haven't got a 3G in Thailand yet. Although that there's some telecom company in Thailand, telecom operator provide service, okay, in the major cities in Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Pattaya, you can find 3G. But the problem is the official licensing hasn't been issued yet. Okay, that is one of the reasons that why our IT industry competitiveness is dropping. Okay. You can see from this one. I can show you this one. This is among countries in. It's not too bad when you mention in terms of the business environment. You can see our score over here. It's not that bad. But when you look at our IT infrastructure, we are behind Vietnam because of our broadband and our 3G. So this needs to be improved. Okay, and human capital is not that bad as well, although it's not that high. But it's okay. We can compete with other countries in Southeast Asia. R&D in Thailand in terms of IT is so small. We also have a little bit of problem with some legal environment in terms of e-commerce law and IT law. So that we need to improve as well. IT security issue as well. Okay, we need to improve on that. Okay, in terms of the government support of the IT industry development, I think we are similar to Malaysia. Okay, and I think Philippines. This figure shows now, according from information that I try to find out. This is from NECTEC. NECTEC is the National Electronics Computer Technology, something, okay. It's a government organization, okay, in Thailand. They do a survey every 2 years, okay. And this one came out last year and say that now we have about 18 million internet users. It's about 27% penetration. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But the average download speed for the ADSL is about 6.5 megabit per second. and the upload speed is 1.5. You can see that the average cost per megabit per second is still, I think it's a bit high, $3.72 per megabit per second. You can see that it's a bit high. The average cost, I got this information from Net Index. Okay? And another thing is that is expanding is the broadband subscription in Thailand. Now we have about 3.39 million users. And one thing that is growing in Thailand is the social network, Facebook. Okay, we have about 14.2 million users Facebook. I'm trying to show you this picture, just what Thai people use for in terms of the internet. Okay? I think it's probably similar to here, I'm not quite sure. Entertaining. What else that I can see? I think personal web. Okay. You can see that in terms of the use for the government and education is still low. I think we need more services on this thing. Our e-government is not that strong in terms of the e-services. We have only few services. Something like we have the tax service, that's okay. You can do an online tax. I think that is the only popular service in Thailand. Okay, once a year. That we do it in March, at the end of March. Yeah. And other service, I think it's still not that good. We also have a problem when you're talking about the e-government service. That is from my point of view. I always complain to many departments in terms of the identification, in terms of authentication. That is still, far behind. You see, the way that they issue the identification for e-service is still not, it's not in terms of the systematic. It's so bad. Something like you can have your ID card, and you can do it online. You see, and in Thailand, people always have a photocopying of your ID card. So this means that any people can register e-government service instead of you. They need to do this kind of improvement. Another thing that I try to show here is the Thai. I think it's probably the same as in Malaysia. Majority we use them in Windows system. You see, we still use the Windows system. I think that they try to push the open source, something with Linux, and it doesn't work well. Okay. This is in terms of the mobile penetration rate in Thailand is I think it's more than 100%, 107%. Okay, so this means that some people carry more than one mobile phone. I think it happened in Malaysia. The main operator, telecom operator in Thailand is AIS, which have about 31.2 million subscribers. The second one is DTAC, and the third one is TrueMove. These three are the private companies in Thailand. Okay, AIS belongs to Singtel in Singapore. DTAC is a Norwegian company. What is the name of the company? Sorry. Telenor. Thanks. Yeah, Telenor. And TrueMove is the local company in Thailand. TrueMove it belongs to CP Group. Okay. TrueMove is belongs to CP Group. I think True is expanding because they try to do something called True Convergence, which they have the mobile business TrueMove. They have cable TV True Vision, and they have broadband through internet and other things. So they converge everything together to life and other things, to money. They're trying to do the smart payment. So I think among these three, I think True have a very good direction in terms of the usage. Okay. AIS, they are so strong in terms of the number of subscribers, lot of people. But in terms of the content and other things, they just start. Okay. Compare with True, they own a lot of TV channels. So they have an advantage. Another thing is growing is the smartphone. Smartphone now in Thailand we have about 18%. Last year I think we saw about 6 million smartphones in Thailand. 6 million is not that bad. and I think it's growing. And fixed line is dropping. Fixed line is dropping. I think that it's about 9.1 million. There are main government organizations that doing fixed lines at DOT. Yeah. DOT trying to get into a mobile business as well, but it's not that strong. Yeah. So the three main ones are private companies. E-commerce. E-commerce usage in Thailand is growing. And according from a survey, they say that we have about 67% users. I mean, compared with the internet user, 67% will buy for online. But mostly what they try to buy is something like content. I think clothes and fashion as well. They buy. We have some big e-commerce website in Thailand. For example, Talat is TARAD.com. That is one of them. Okay. M-commerce, I think it's growing as well. It's growing. And I think Thailand is one of the top growing countries in terms of e-commerce in Asia. I just try to give you some information about ICT in Thailand. We have a survey every year, okay? And this year, last year, I have to say that. Last year it just came out at the end of April, okay? It's only 2 or 3 weeks ago, okay? And what we do a survey, NECTEC is doing a survey. It's came out in April this year, okay? And sorry, the years, I'm going to say in a Buddhist calendar. Okay. This is the last 2 years. Okay, this is last year, 2011, and this is the forecast for next year. This is the forecast for next year. You can see that mostly that our market size is going to be communication. I'm going to mention in terms of software later on. Okay, this is just only the hardware and the computer services and the communication equipment. Okay. I think this year the survey doesn't cover much in terms of the computer service, but there are something on the software services. Yeah. The computer hardware is, you can see that is growing last year, but it's slow growth because of the flooding. Okay. Because of the flooding. Communication equipment, mean the network equipment, and mobile handset as well, is growing, and it's growing every year. One thing you can see that the growth for next year, this year that we forecast is going to go up in terms of the computer hardware is at 70%, and the communication equipment is at 10%, and the computer service communication services mean the telecom operator service, voice or non-voice or internet services is going up about 7.8%. Please apologize me, this is going to highlight something. The first category when I mean system means server market. Okay. Anyway, I have a soft copy. You can download it and you can see it. Okay. I think the server market is quite strong in Thailand. Okay, it's quite strong. The main vendor is going to be IBM, Sun, Oracle. HP is growing as well. It depends on which industry that you would like to work for. For banking, mostly IBM. Okay, banking is, I would say, about 70 or 80% IBM, most banks. Sun, Oracle is strong in some industries. So, for example, telecommunication. Some of them use Sun Oracle, but some of them also use IBM as well. But mostly, I think it's Sun Oracle. Government sector, they prefer to buy a smaller server. So some of them go for HP. So the reason that I have to mention this thing, because if you provide solution, sometimes you probably have to approach the system vendor. Because of a customer would like to buy solution together with the hardware. The project is the total project. Yeah. So you need probably have to work with the system vendor and go through SI, system integrator. Yeah. Another thing you can see is the second category that I'm trying to mention is the personal computer. I think happens everywhere. The desktop PC is dropping. Okay, I think this last year is growing, but this year we forecast is dropping from 1.3 million units, drop to 1.2 million units this year. But the thing that growing is the tablet. You know, right, in Thailand we have a policy called one tablet per child. That the government trying to keep a tablet to get one student, so 1 million units for that project. It's a device only, still don't have much content. So they already sign up with the Chinese company to give the first lot for 400,000 units. The signing of the contract is come out last week. Yeah. The unit of a tablet to be sold this year is about 2.5 million units altogether. 1 million units from the government project. Another 1.5 going to be from consumer. I think that because of the tablet, notebook and smartphone explosion in Thailand, so we need more solution, we need more content, we need more e-services. This is a high demand. Okay. Other thing is the peripheral. I think as you can see from here, I think it's similar every market. That printing is still expanding. That's surprising a little bit. Printer is still, I mean, it's okay, not too bad. Hard disk drive, I think it's still okay. This just to show you about the thing that I mentioned. You can see that personal computer. This when I say personal computer, I mean we include everything: notebook, desktop, and tablet all together. Last year, all unit that we sold is about 3.8 million. This year, the forecast going to go up 2 million more. 1 million is come from the government project of the tablet. So this is what I'm trying to say. Okay? This year, we expect that tablet, the number of tablets sold in Thailand is going to be 2.5 million units. And it will be more than the PC. So this means that we need the more solution for mobility. I think that we need for this year. This is got to do with the communication equipment. Okay. You can see that this show you the handset that sell in Thailand. Mostly go to the household consumer. Okay. The government, you can see from here that in terms of communication equipment, it's not the big player, big buyer for the communication equipment. Okay. The operator definitely they invest more in terms of the core network. I think that you will see the more investment next year because of the 3G licensing will come out at the end of this year. So definitely telecom operator will buy and seeking for equipment, seeking for solution for next year. Because the 3G license will be issued, I think that the auction will come in October this year. And according from the regulator, okay, I'm not quite sure going to be any delay or not. But according from the regulator, they say that they will issue at the end of this year. Okay. Another thing you can see that the corporate will buy more in terms of wireless equipment. I think we still have a high demand on that thing. Okay. I think the fixed lines, I think it happened everywhere. Fixed line equipment is not that high. Okay. This is try to show you in Thailand. The future phone is dropping in terms of the value. Okay. This year we expect that the value of the smartphone so in Thailand is much higher than feature phone. Okay, this is in million baht. Okay. I think it's a good opportunity in terms of smartphone equipment, accessory in Thailand. It's a big market. It's very big market. I think probably happening here as well. Okay. Communication service. I try to show you when I say the communication service, this means fixed line, the services belong to the government. I think there is one private company that working with fixed line as well. So like two of them. One is True, another one is TTNT. TTNT is working with the outside Bangkok. True is working in Bangkok. Okay. Mobile is a big market. Okay. The internet market means the broadband. Okay. I think it's growing. You can see that household broadband is growing for consumer. Mobile market is growing as well. What else? Data communication. Okay, it's go to the corporate. So if you would like to invest in terms of a data center, I mentioned earlier to one gentleman say that you can see that government does not spend much in terms of data communication compared to the corporate in Thailand. You can see this, the communication service in Thailand mostly go to either corporate or consumer. Now I move to the software. When we survey, we used another organization to do a survey, TDRI. Okay? And they're trying to look at two things. One is the consumption. Another is the production. The production that a Thai software company can do the production. Okay, either the customization or the packaging software. Consumption in terms of enterprise software, we can check from international vendor or your company that how much that we spend. Okay. But in terms of the mobile apps or the software services, it's very, very difficult to track in terms of consumption because mobile app you can download from App Store, okay, and computer service probably the same thing, so very difficult to track. So the figure that we have is just only the consumption for enterprise software. But the production, when I say production, mean the packaging software, customization. I think it's that what we have, the total market is not that high. It's about 29 billion baht last year. But we forecast that it's going to grow up about 17% this year. One thing that surprised me a little bit is our embedded system software is a bit high, much higher than mobile application. I think just only both in terms of the production, the export as well. When you look at the software export in Thailand, mobile application software is very small. It's about 35 million baht only. I don't know how they survey this thing, but surprised me a little bit. Okay, but embedded software is okay, much better than the enterprise software. Thai companies still not that strong in terms of doing solution, especially in terms of core system, either banking, e-government. We are still not that strong. We are a bit strong in terms of making small software, mobile applications, embedded software. But if you have to go in terms of the more complicated one, I think we have only few companies that strong in terms of only few solutions. So we still need, collaboration with the international company to come to provide solution, but have to work together. Probably ask Thai company to help in terms of implementation. That is possible. So when you look at the Thai ICT company, most of the company are the hardware company. Okay, most of them about nearly 5,000. But when you look at the annual revenue, most of them small. Okay, mainly is the SME company. You can see that the annual revenue is less than 100 million baht. And then you look at the computer services and the software, okay, mostly they get revenue less than 100 million baht. Okay. When I say computer services, means the system integrator as well. We have only few big system integrators, but when I say few, I'm talking about 20 or 30 big ones in Thailand. And you have to know them quite well, because if you want to work with the government, you have to work through the system integrator. If you want to work with bank, it is possible that you can go direct to the bank. And it's from my experience. Okay, because banking, telco, probably they prefer working direct to the vendors. But for the government project, you need to go through the local system integrator. This is just try to mention about software company in Thailand, 1,200 or 1,300 companies. Most company is a local company in Thailand. It's 100% owned by Thai. Okay, it's about 80% of them. There are some companies that are 100% owned by foreigners, but they do export. But they can do a packaging software and sell it in Thailand. It's possible. And most of the companies are located in Bangkok or nearby. This is the hardware company in Thailand. I try to show you that how many vendors we have. We have about 100 vendors, mean international vendors, including the software vendor, the hardware vendor, the local vendor as well. We have distributors. Most of the distributors in Thailand, they are so good in terms of selling hardware. If you try to work with the distributor and sell software, it's not that easy. We have some big distributors, ECS, Ingram. I think you have Ingram here as well. We have Com7. We have Synex. Most of them are hardware distributors. They sell software as well, but have to be a small or packaging software. Scan wireless, another thing is okay. If you ask them to sell something so complicated, they cannot do it. Because distributors, they have to educate retailer. Okay? They have to sell it through the reseller. So it's not easy. But you can see that I have another model. If you are a software vendor, you can go direct to the SI. Or if you are a hardware company, and your solution is more complicated, you probably need to work with some SI. For example, IBM Thailand, sometimes they work direct to the customer because they have IBM services as well. Sometimes they work to Metro. Metro is the main system integrator for IBM. For Oracle, they have some strong SI that they work with. For example, CDG. Okay, so they can work direct. I just try to show. Sorry, this is a new presentation. Try to show you some companies that we have in Thailand. For example, this is MFEC as a system integrator for the government. CDG is another one that is very, very strong with the government. MFEC is also good in terms of working with, in terms of telecom operator as well. They have a very good connection with some customer. I think this is an international firm, okay? Some of them doing the software outsourcing in Thailand, Thomson Reuters or the SPI. IBM also have a service in Thailand. They can go direct to some customer, but mostly not the government. IBM solution, they work for Kasikorn Bank, for Thanachart Bank, sorry, not my bank, but the same name. Accenture, I think Accenture also have customer in telecommunication as well. I think Accenture work with DTAC and other companies. Okay, this group are more as the ISV in Thailand. Software is one of the big software company in Thailand, but mostly what they do is they do implementation. They don't have the core solution, maybe only field solution. So I think they are so welcome if you would like to work with them. Software, Avalanche or CSI. CSI is a Japanese company. Okay. Thailand has something that's special, that we have this kind of company, CP or GoSoft, is an IT company under CP group. They do implementation, they support the holding company. So if you would like to work with CP, you want to sell something to CP, you can go to this kind of SI, but work direct with CP group or PTT. You know PTT, okay? PTT has a company called PTT ICT. Okay. If you want to go to sell to PTT, you can go to PTT ICT, and they do implementation. They have many software engineers inside. When I say many, I'm talking about nearly 1,000. So they do implementation. They seek for solution. They seek for system, hardware, or whatever. But they do the implementation. Implementation for all the company inside PTT. Progress. Okay. This one is work for Kasikorn Bank. We have this kind of company, many of them. You have to know them. Because of this is your customer, not the bank. For example, if you want to go to Kasikorn Bank, you better work with Progress. No way that you can go to the bank. Okay. Or this one, IT1. IT1 is the implementation for SCE, Siam Cement Group. Okay, just go in Thailand. Okay, you can see that most of the manpower that we have, mostly in hardware industry. Okay, but for the technical people, you can see that the number is not that high. Altogether, we have about 90,000. Yes. I'm not going to go to this in detail, but you can see that many of them in software industry is a programmer. Okay, and this is for the hardware industry. Okay. Okay. One more thing that I would like to highlight in this presentation is this slide is you can see it in terms of technical employee. In terms of vendor, they don't have much. They don't have many technical employees, but they are very high-end technical people for vendors. Okay, for retail, we have many of them, but most of them are, very technical technicians. I would say that they are not that strong. System integrator, they are a bit strong. Compare with when the vendor is at the top, you say. System indicator, I think in the middle, compared with the retailer. This is just only trying to show you the size come out, I think early this year. Our salary, I think, a bit high at the moment. Some of them programmer, they get about 30,000 baht per month. 30,000 baht, this means that how much is it? About 1,000 US a month. I don't know, I consider a little bit high. Huh? Yeah. Another thing that surprised me, okay, in terms of IT graduate, we have about 25,000 per year. You know that only 4,000 or 5,000 get into the, in the market. The rest probably they do something else. So that's why, our number is still about 90,000. We should have more than that. Okay. Just to give you some sample of some IT international programs. Okay, so those quite well. Okay. Next one, okay, I modify this slide a little. Okay, try to show you the opportunity in many industries in Thailand. Okay, I add this slide in. I try to show you what that we think that is a trend, technology trend for Thailand. Okay, we look at Gartner 10. Sometimes it's so advanced. ITC 10 probably is Thailand be 2 or 3 years behind those trends. Okay, I think this year we talk a lot about BC, business continuity, because of the flooding last year. So they seek for a solution on how can they continue their work. Okay. They look for a better data center. They look at for backup solution. They look whatever. Talking about VC, you can get advantage on that. Another one that they talk a lot is the cloud computing. I think it's common everywhere. We think that the thing that we growing this year is the online consumerization, because now people try to be more online. Okay. Another thing that's growing is the BI, predictive analytics, because I think business intelligence in Thailand is still slow. It's not strong enough. You see, I think the government they seek solution, trying to predict information. They want to know information. They want to know their business. Okay, I think something is common everywhere that is growing: the media tablet, the mobile application, social network. And the last thing that I think Thailand is the trend for this year is still high-speed connectivity. Okay, industry. As I mentioned, we have 2 main private operators. We have 2 government operators. And now we just announced the new telecom regulator. They just selected last year. We call NBTC. And NBTC just approved the draft of the master plan early this year. This is a 5-year master plan. Okay. What they try to do is they intend to do an auction for 3G 2.1 gigahertz license within Q4. Timeline is October this year. So what I can see is, okay, I would say this thing. Last 2 or 3 years, I found that the investment in ICT for the telecom sector slowed down because there are uncertainty about the delay of a 3G auction. Some operators and they're not quite sure about their licensing that's going to expire. For example, through Move will expire in 2015. Okay, AIS, I think cannot remember, 6 or 7 years from now, DTAC or whatever. But I think now there's quite more confidence that no one else can do it apart from them. You see, AIS is so big. Okay, DTAC. Okay, it's okay. So now what I think that they try to invest last year is, okay, they provide their 3G services, but a small one in major cities. But they still wait for the auction. So I think that you can see more investment in terms of network, in terms of solution next year, definitely. And because of smartphone and tablet usage in Thailand is exploding. So I think that they expand data services. So I would say that the telecommunication sector next year will be, a high demand. Another one is the insurance industry, FSI, banking. Internet banking is expanding. But what I found is, okay, most of the consumer, they still worry about the security issue. They need to do improvement on this thing. Okay, I think that they need more solution, either the authentication or whatever, two-phase solution or whatever they need on that. Mobile banking is in the early adoption, but still require more solution. Many banks in Thailand still don't have any good mobile solution. they still don't have a solution or services on iPad, smartphone, or what they still don't have. Okay. I think that what I see another one is the insurance company start to explore a new solution on mobile services. I think this is a sector that have a high investment. The banking FSI sector is always high. I did mention much in terms of SME. SME in Thailand, they don't invest much in terms of IT. Only thing that they're gonna to spend is the website, email, e-commerce. I think selling, SME solution for, for Thai customer is very difficult. It's very, very difficult. I think Thai IT company also struggle with that as well. E-commerce, okay. I think the problem that as I mentioned, only few of them. For the revenue department, it's okay. For transportation, I think very, very few. I heard that some of you come from the smart tech company. Okay, in Thailand, I think even the highway or the tax or all that is also the problem. See? We need to do improvement. Okay, and what we have is last year. Okay, the government set up the new organization called the EGA, E-Government Agency. Okay, they has announced E-Government Cloud. Just announced it last month. I think early this month. But I think that they need more solutions. They talk just already in terms of virtualization. They talk in terms just already the server side. But we need more services, more solutions. How to fix that thing? I think they need to do it. Okay. We have, if you would like to work in terms of the government project, you have to know that our fiscal year begins in October. Normally, each project takes about 2 years. I would say that. It takes about 2 years. Okay, so you have probably have to work with the government or whatever. Okay, most of them slow and some delay. When I say delay, because once we change the government, the policy changes. I've found that many system indicators have problems. Even they want the project already, then they cancel it. They have happened before. So that is the uncertainty that you will face. So my recommendation to work with the government is better work through the local SI. Because of working with the government, you need good relationship. You have to know SI very well. Okay. Alright. Okay. And there are some strong SI in the government sector, as I mentioned. CDG is one of them. CDG is very good in Ministry of the Interior, Ministry of Finance. Okay. Samad is strong in terms of telecommunication, Ministry of ICT, even the airport. Okay, we won the project at the airport. MFEX is also many government organizations as well. Metro. We have many other companies, something called vSmart. Well, PCC, I think many of them. It depends on which ministry that you want to work with. There are not many, white space in the government sector, which means that most of the government sector has SI inside already. When I worked with Sun Microsystem, I remember that one day I went to present my solution to the customer, to the government customer, and there was one person with the customer asked me a lot of questions. First time I thought that he is a customer. No, he is the SI. And he worked instead of the customer, Mr. Customer. So Mr. Customer always asks that person. Because of the government, frankly speaking, that the government officer in Thailand, they are not that strong in terms of understanding IT solution. So they have to work with system integrator that they trust. Some system integrator, for example, I know one system integrator, they have staff in the department, in the government department, one government department, more than 50 of them. And each day, okay, their staff go to the government department to work there. Don't have to come to the office. Yeah, because of they have to work like that. And when you look at that government department, they have already, 10 IT staff already. So they cannot work alone. They have to work with trusted system integrator. In core, frameworks, we always have the plan. I would say that. We say that we do planning. Ning in Thailand means still, means doing nothing. We plan and we sit. So sorry, just kidding. But we have 2010 frameworks. And the problem that we have is that government does not inject money in the plan. See? Where I think that you mentioned, I'm not to go through this in detail, but the thing that you mentioned about the smart network, okay, this is a message from the minister that they want to plan to invest in terms of a fiber optic and broadband, okay, network nationwide. The minister just announced, early this year that they want to spend 80 billion baht. I have hoped that they inject money into this project. Okay, so it's going to expand if they invest. But the problem, as I said, we have the plan, but not much money. So I said planning. We plan and we sit and wait. Ning in Thailand means wait and sit, doing nothing. So that's frankly speaking, okay. But they have a very, very good plan. You see, when you look at our ICT 2020 frameworks, okay, we're talking about people, we're talking about smart government, we're talking about ICT industry. Okay. But I think that this one is okay, the smart network. Hope that they have to do it because of the need to expand broadband nationwide. I think they will inject money, but probably not that much. Maybe half of them or 70%. Okay. Okay. I think that we have an organization called the Board of Investment in Thailand. Okay. This is a full service investment center. You can work with them. If you want to contact them, you can send an email to me or whatever. I know many people in BOI. Okay. What they can help you in terms of privilege. They have an investment for software company and data center. So what you can get is the exemption of tax income for 8 years for the software company and data center. But for the data center, there is a requirement that you need to know. Okay? And when I say that exemption of import duty, mostly is on machinery. So for software, probably you don't need that. But the good thing for the software is you can get the, exemption of the tax income for 8 years. Okay? Okay. And if your investment is more than 10 million baht for the software company, you probably need to obtain the standard, for example, CMMI or whatever. Okay? And another thing is probably you have to register in advance that what kind of software you would like to do. It's not the project based. It's more as a package software or whatever. I think that in terms of software investment, since 1996, there are about 462 projects. This means that what would you like to do? You see, what kind of software would you like to do? So if you want to change from, for example, enterprise software, or let's say you want to do core banking solution, and then you say, hey, you want to do whatever, e-government, you probably need to do a new registration. Okay, so these have to be very careful. But anyway, we have some, company that big company that come to Thailand and invest in Thailand. For example, Thomson Reuters, we have about 1,000 staff. Okay. Mostly they work with in terms of the, I think, banking solution, okay, and they export back. So it should be okay. Okay. Gartner said that Thai is one of the top 30 locations for offshore services. Okay. I think I mentioned this thing already. Okay, and you can see that Malaysia is definitely is among the top. Okay. Thailand is one of them as well. It's good, I mean, attractive to do outsourcing. But this kind of business in Thailand, we still small. Okay, we need to expand on that. Okay, we have about 52 CMMI company in Thailand. Okay, I think highest number in Asia. I have to say that. Now we have 3 local companies that certify level 5. Okay, our lands, well management system, and CPF. Okay, and this is just try to mention about the ICT body in Thailand. We have Ministry of ICT. We have the NBTC. We have SIPA. SIPA is the Software Industry Promotion Agency. We have Software Park. We have National Electronics and Computer Technology Center. These are the government organizations. And the last one, try to show you the association. I would recommend you sometimes that you probably can work with some associations. For example, ATCI. Member of ATCI are system integrator, also the international vendor. When I was with Sun, I also a member of ATCI. Okay, and there are many system integrators. The president of ATCI now is the owner of MPEC. MPEC is the SI company that I mentioned. Okay, ATSI is the Association of Thai Software Industry. Okay, this association is more for the small software company, SME company. Most of them are in a small company. And the last one is the new organization, new association called Thai Software Export Promotion Association. There are about 20 of them formed up together. Okay. Frankly speaking, I think the association that you probably can work with them much better is the ATCI. Sometimes I think that the TSEC probably think that you are their competitors. Okay, thank you for your attention. And you can get my soft copy of my presentation. One yes, the new version, but I will do so. Okay, at facebook.com/softwarepart. Sorry that I run a bit late today. Any question? They are not that big, not that the volume is not that high, but government knows Microsoft power. I think that it's okay if you have, to work with Microsoft and to become, Microsoft partner and go to Thailand together. Yeah, I think it's not that bad as well. Sorry that I forgot to mention Microsoft. Yeah, I think Microsoft in Thailand, they are quite strong in terms of the consumer market. Okay. For the enterprise, I'm trying to think about that solution, the dynamic solution or whatever. Okay, as well.
Set up the company over there. Is there easy or is there a lot of restriction? For example, to have a 100% foreign owned or set up joint venture with the Thailand entrepreneur? Or what is your suggestion for the entrepreneur here from Malaysia to actually to expand their business in Thailand? Thank you.
I think that to set up the company is not that difficult. You can work with the BOI. Okay, there are, I think this presentation, I capture it from the BOI presentation. Okay, you work through the BOI. BOI is the, how Yeah, worldwideweb.boi.go.th. Okay, you can see their services. Okay, they help you in terms of the trying to set up the company in Thailand, but you have to be very careful in terms of what kind of company you would like to set up. Some company, it is possible to have 100% foreigner owned. It is possible. As I mentioned, the software company is okay. You're welcome. Okay. I think some of them is okay already. You have to file. Some of them probably difficult to set up. For example, if you say that, hey, you want to set up the hardware company in Thailand, so you're talking about manufacturer or whatever, you have to have a plant, you have to need a factory or whatever. And if you have worked in that kind of sense, probably you need to do the, full export back from Thailand to other countries. I would suggest you to go to, BOI services. Okay.
At the page of privilege where there is exemption of import duty and 8 years corporate tax income exemption, this is very interesting. How to entitle for the tax exemption? And
Yeah.
what about the details?
As I said that this regulation, this privilege is come from BOI. Okay, there are a process that you need to go through. Okay, you need to contact the BOI, Board of Investment. There are a form, there are the process that they need to go. You need to go through. Okay, you probably have to. They have to check that. Okay, as I mentioned that mostly if the investment is for the software or solution. Okay, they will check out that. Okay, what kind of solution that you would like to do? How many Thai staff you're gonna to hire? Okay, and who you're gonna to sell? As I mentioned that. If you mention that, okay, you want to do the e-commerce projects, okay, e-commerce solution, you have to register as that. You're doing an e-commerce solution. You need to do implementation in Thailand. It's not the sales office. When I say the tax income exemption, it's not only the sales office. It's kind of thing is going to be the employment, okay, investment in terms of Thai staff as well.
Earlier you mentioned that like 90,000 people working in the ICT industry, and many of them are somewhat in the technical field. I just want to understand what are the key challenges that is facing Thailand in terms of getting more people getting engaged in the market, so that we can understand what is the opportunity that exists for us in the area of empowerment, training, or what have you. In other words, what are the key requirements that will help us to be more effective in getting into the software space in Thailand? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. I think that when they say about 90,000 technical people work in the IT industry, you can see that many of them, half of them work for the hardware. Hardware side, when I say hardware, probably they need just sorry, I have to say that the low skill in technical. There's some technician, probably they can help selling hardware product or whatever. But for the software industry, our problem is that, as I mentioned, most of the new graduates skill, they are not that strong. So it's always very difficult to find people to work for you. For example, I talked to the BOI last week. They mentioned that they can attract some company from Norway to invest in Thailand, and they complain a little bit to recruit. Staff, software staff. The thing that I think that we have is that in terms of doing a small project is okay. Thailand is good in terms of Thai people. We are quite good if you ask them to do programming, some kind of programming. But to do design, to do the big one, probably we need assistance from experts from other countries. For example, I know one Korean company. Okay, they have about 30 Thai staff work for the software solution, mobile application. But in terms of design, in terms of the architect, okay, he still used Korean software engineer. I think that it's a good combination, okay, if you have your solution, okay, and then you come to Thailand, and then you ask, local people to help you doing the implementation. But anyway, the problem that the Thai people have, if you would like to sell your solution, is the language. Okay, you need to talk local language. To work with the government projects, I would say this thing. Most of the government officers in Thailand, they don't speak English well. Probably they don't speak at all. Some of them, you need local SI to bring you there. And show your face only, don't talk much. Just to make sure that, okay, this is a foreign solution. Other problem in Thailand, I would say that the government people, they don't trust local solution, don't know why. They said, if you come from US, oh, it's much better. Yeah. I don't know what happened in here or not, but in Thailand we have this kind of problem. And one other thing that they always ask is they don't want to be the first to use your solution. They ask them, the first one is a bit tough in Thailand. But after you sell it, okay, I think the recurring revenue will come. Okay, you can get more, customers. Okay, but to be the first is not that easy. I don't know, answer your question or not. Sorry,